Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Monday, time for a Monday stream. And today we have something new. We got Wingspan. This game came out not too long ago. And it's kind of like a card game about birds, basically. So it's fun. It's fun. I was playing it a little bit off stream this weekend and thought I'd give it a try today. So let's go ahead and do that. So yeah, it's about birds. So prepare yourselves for an onslaught of bird puns as we as we play the game. Let's go ahead and play here. Right. I think what we'll do is, because many of you may be unfamiliar with it, let's go ahead and start with the tutorial. Hey, Rices, how you doing? Today is bird day, yes. Today is bird day. I hope you like birds, because this game's got a lot of them. This game's got about I think 170 different birds in it. Oh, another bird enthusiasm. You're new to Wingspan, Rices. I'll show you around. I'm Robin, by the way. Yeah, get it, Robin. I'm guardian of this wildlife preserve. As you've probably noticed, this place is all about birds, but also about winning. To win the game, you have to get the most victory points, and that's, they look like feathers, basically. One way to do this is by playing birds. Before we start, you should get familiar with the structure of the game. This is the Start Your Turn pop-up. Wingspan is played over 4 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right now, it's your first turn of the first round. Mostly American or different continents. I think it's mostly American, but this game is based on a board game. And as I don't have the board game, but as I understand it, the board game has a European expansion that came out not too long ago. This is the computer game that just came out, and it doesn't have the European expansion out yet, but I imagine it will probably come out as a DLC one day. So yeah, mostly American for now on the computer game. Lots of European birds for the board game, which is out there in board game land somewhere. Yeah, anyway, right now it's your first turn of the first round. Yeah, there's a few tits in here too, but they're American tits, you know. Right now it's your first turn of the first round. So you notice the little blue blocks are the number of turns in each round. And if you notice, if you have a sharp eye, you notice the rounds get less and less as the game progresses, or the number of turns get less and less per each round. The first round you take 8 turns. Each is marked by a blue action cube. In each round you have 1 fewer, and so 1 fewer turns to take. So it puts a little bit of late game pressure on you. On the right side of the screen, you can see how many turns you have left in this round. So that's this marker up here. And those are the end of round goal tiles, but don't worry about them right now. I will show you what you can do each turn. Click anywhere to continue. First, you need to know how to navigate the habitats of your preserve. Look at the left side of the screen. Those are the habitats. We're in the forest right now. In the forest, you can gain food for your birds. Yeah, the forest is where they have this little bird feeder. And the bird feeder has 5 dice in it. And you roll the dice whenever you need to fill the bird feeder. And it has food on each of the different cubes. So you can see you have grain, you have berries. And then sometimes you have split ones. You can either have worms, grains, and that's depending. It gives you a choice, basically. Now check out what you can do in the grassland. You click on the grassland icon. Oh, hi. In grassland, you can lay eggs. You can see it says here, big letters, lay eggs. Eggs are useful for playing birds. Just so you know, the egg cost for playing a bird is listed up here. So if you play your first bird in the grasslands, it doesn't cost any eggs because this little symbol appears blank. If you want to place a second bird in the grasslands, it'll cost you 1 egg. Third, 1 egg. Third or fourth will cost 2 eggs, and the fifth will cost 2 eggs. So that's one of the things you use eggs for, is by placing down birds. You also score 1 victory point for each egg you have left in your preserve at the end of the game. And that's also important too, because not only do you get victory points for the birds you play, you see this is worth 9 feathers, 9 victory points for the bald eagle, 3 for the blue jay, 3 victory points, but each egg that you have at the end of the game is a victory point. Okay, so, 2 eggs is as much as a Carolina chickadee, for example. So eggs are important. Not only are they good for playing birds, but they're victory points in and of themselves. Now check out the wetlands. Just click on the wetland tile. This is where you draw more bird cards. So this is how you get more cards. This is the deck, and then you have 3 face-up cards here. Now you have some cards in your player setup. Oh, hurry back. Go get your mug. Hurry back. Now let me show you the most important part of this game, birds. Boids. These are the birds in your hand, and they're much better than birds in the bush, let me tell you. I told you there would be bird puns today. I warned you. I warned you all. Yes. Yes, we're gonna go over it. We're gonna go over this very carefully today. I'll try to explain as much as I can as I go along. So anyway, look at the structure of the Carolina chickadee card. Here you have the habitat symbol. It shows where the bird can be played. The Carolina chickadee, for example, can only be played in the forest. Here is the Carolina chickadee's food cost. Now you notice it's got a worm slash grain. So that means you can pay either 1 worm or 1 grain as the food cost to play this card. Yeah. Either food or invertebrate. I call them worms. Although I suppose they could be bugs too. Worms, bugs, whatever. The number next to that symbol is the bird's point of value. Having this bird in your preserve gives you this many points, victory points at the end of the game. So I already covered that. Here is the Carolina chickadee's nest icon. Okay, so this is kind of important. Different birds have different kinds of nests. There are 5 types of nests. Carolina chickadee has a cavity nest, so that's the symbol for a cavity nest. The other nest types are platform, ground, bowl, and wild. Nests are used by some bird powers, bonus cards, and end of the round goals. I'll explain in detail later how these are used. Star nests can be powerful because they can match with any other nest type. So these are the wild nests. Try to remember that. So if you have a card that says you can lay eggs in a cavity nest, you can actually lay them in star nests as well, because they're kind of like a wild card nest. Here's the bird's wingspan, and this is the name of the game is Wingspan. So you see the Carolina chickadee has a 20 centimeter. It's a pretty tiny bird. It's only got 20 centimeters of wingspan. Wingspan is used by some bird powers and bonus cards. You'll notice when you need them. Generally, they come in with certain predators that like to eat birds. so if you have a predator that's trying to eat a bird, it can only eat certain birds, usually underneath a certain wingspan. So the Carolina chickadee generally tends to get eaten because it's so small. Yeah, like the woodpecker, exactly. Well, the woodpecker is not a bird-eating predator. We're thinking of birds that eat other birds, that kind of thing. And then here's the most important thing, the bird's special power. As you play the game, you'll see that birds have a wide variety of powers. So here you see, this is what you call a brown ability. They're highlighted in brown, and when they get activated, good things will happen usually. Usually this will gain you a grain from the supply in case you're on the card, for example. Yeah, exactly. There are 3 types of powers: when activated, when played, and once between turns. The Carolina chickadee has when activated power. I'll explain all 3 types during our playthrough. Finally, at the bottom of the card you have egg slots. This is where you lay the eggs. So you can notice the Carolina chickadee can carry 3 eggs. It is, personally. And you can only have as many eggs on the board as you have egg slots. So that's that, because remember how I told you earlier that eggs are worth victory points at the end of the game? So you think, no, I'll just lay eggs all the time. Well, the problem is you're going to run into your egg capacity that is determined by the egg capacity of all your birds, the sum total altogether. So the Carolina chickadee gives you 3 egg capacity for storing eggs. Yeah, basically what I just said. Now I'll teach you how to play a bird. Go to the forest so you can gain food for the Carolina chickadee. So we go to our forest biome. First, you need to gain food for your bird. The panel on the right shows how much food you have. You currently have no food, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. To play the Carolina chickadee, you need a worm or a grain. Look at the bird feeder here. The dice show which food is currently available. Inside the bird feeder are worm, grain, 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 berry, berry. The leftmost exposed slot shows how much food you can take. So you can see this has got a picture of one die here. That means you can take a total of 1 die worth of food from the feeder. For now, you can only take 1. In order to gain food, you need to activate the habitat. The leftmost exposed slot will activate the habitat. Now, the leftmost exposed is this one on the far left. So we click on it, and now we get to choose a food from the bird feeder. You remember the blue turn marker? This will mark your first turn. So this is what we're using our first turn on. We have 8 turns this round. Our first turn is going to be used picking a food out of the food feeder. And so that's what the blue symbol is marking. It's marking the fact that you are expending your turn on this. On the left, it reminds you that you have activated the gain food action. To choose what you want, click on the die you need. Click on the grain in the bottom panel. We'll go do that. And then we confirm using this little button on the far bottom right. Can you see the back symbol? Yeah, there's a back symbol too. You can click on the little back symbol if you want to change it. Well, actually, you can click on the back symbol here. But the back symbol over here, what that means is once you click confirm, you can't go back. That's what this is saying. Yes, can't be undone. So that means you got to be very careful. So we confirm. Right, back symbol's over here. And then this is the confirm symbol. And this little symbol down here is just letting you know that if you confirm, you can't go back. So let's confirm. So that was our first turn. Let's start the second one. Alright, so now we can play the Carolina chickadee because we have a grain. Remember that the Carolina chickadee's food cost is it needs a worm or a grain. To play a bird, you need to cover its food cost, which means you need to pay for it. Play the Carolina chickadee by clicking on it, so let's do that. So it goes into the first slot. And my turn has been marked because this does count as an action. On the left, the air icon reminds you that you chose a play a bird action. Yeah, that's what the purple means. Purple means air. So you just threw a bird up into the air and he flew away. Look at this panel. This is the cost of the bird you want to play. And this is the suggested payment. So you could change this. Like if I had a worm and I wanted to pay a worm instead, I could click change and it would do a worm instead of a grain. So you have the flexibility. You don't have to do what the computer says every time. Clicking confirm confirms your action. Remember that the no back informs you that the action you're about to do can't be undone. Click to confirm food choice. There we go. So we paid the grain cost and now we have a Carolina chickadee. Now it's started turn 3 of round 1. And you notice up here, it actually tells you what you did each turn over here. If you notice, there's a little tiny square here on gain food in the forest, and then there's a little tiny box over here in the purple air. So it shows that you played a bird on a turn. So this tells you, it's kind of a record of what you did, you spent all your turns on. blue jay is the next bird you want to play, but before that, you need to collect food to pay for it. Look at the blue jay's food cost. You can cover any food in the food cost with any food item, so that means any food will do if it's a multicolor wheel. The plus means you need to spend grain and any food you choose. So this is going to cost a total of 2 food instead of 1. Like this was 1 food, this was either or, this is and. Look again at the bird feeder. Inside are grain, grain worm, cherry. Do you remember how to gain food? Oh yeah. The leftmost exposed slot will activate a habitat. And then a blue square will appear to mark your second turn. Because you've played the Carolina Chickadee, your gain food action improved. I know. Now, this is important too. Because we played the Carolina Chickadee, now the leftmost box is this. What is it? What is this box? Instead of just getting 1 food, you get 1 food, plus you have an option to get a second food by giving up something, in this case a card. So I can either choose to take 1 food or 2 food and give up 1 card. So that's that. And the reason we can now do this is because we play the Carolina Chickadee and it promoted our food gathering ability. So the more birds you play in a biome, the better the biome action gets, you see? So there's a nice little synergy there. Click the leftmost exposed slot. There's the turn marker. You will get 1 food, but you can get more. Activating the second slot in this habitat means that you can take 1 food from the bird feeder, and the card to food symbol in the slot means that if you want, you can discard 1 card from your hand for 1 more food. Yeah, that's true. You're getting ahead of it. You're getting ahead of us ourselves, Rices. We're getting to that. We're getting to that. But you're right. We do need eggs. We're coming to that. We're coming to that. Patience. To play the blue jay, you need seed, 1 seed, and any food item. Take the die with the worm grain symbol. You can choose whether to take worm or grain. We need grain, so we'll do that option. Now click this button, the exchange, to exchange a card for 1 more food. Then click the bald eagle. See, I got this bald eagle that takes 2 fish and a rat to play. So it's worth a lot of victory points, but it's a lot of heart. It's very difficult to play, right? Especially early game. So we're going to click on it to get rid of it, and in exchange, we'll get an extra food. Now you can take 1 more food. Before you do that, look here. Those are the dice outside of the bird feeder. See these little transparent cubes? There are 5 dice total. Each dice that is taken out is marked here. Because we've taken 2 food, we now have 2 dice outside of the feeder. While playing, you may encounter birds that use this information. This is true. Sometimes that comes into play. Now take the grain and confirm your action. So you take a grain and confirm. Can you see that the blue square moved to the Carolina Chickadee slot? You see that it started here and then the blue thing moved here. What does that mean, you ask? The blue cube always moves to the left and activates all birds with the when activated power. Ah, now that's very interesting. The Carolina Chickadee has a when activated power, as you can see. So you activated forest and gained food, but it's not the end of your turn. Since the blue cube is now on the Carolina Chickadee, it's time for it to activate this turn. When activated powers are the most common in the game. All birds with a when activated power give you an extra action each time you activate the habitat the bird inhabits. All of your bird powers are optional. This means you don't have to activate them if you don't want to. We won't skip this power, however. I'll show you how it works. Every time you gain food, the Carolina Chickadee gains 1 grain. The Carolina Chickadee is not taking grain from the bird feeder. It's just found it somewhere else. So it takes it from the bank, so to speak. You click check mark, green check mark, and confirm the power. And then confirm. And what happens is you cached it on the card. So you see this little number here, this 1? That means the bird took the grain from the bank and it cached it on the card. So now the card has a little 1 symbol. What does that mean? Well, all food that you have cached on a bird at the end of the game is a victory point. So that basically earned me another victory point. So that's what his special activation does. He gets to gather a victory point up basically every time you activate his biome. Anyway, now we go to turn 4. Last turn you cached food on the Carolina chickadee. Every cached food is worth 1 victory point. The amount of food a bird has cached is marked on the bird card here. Yeah, from the supply and cache it on him sounds misleading. Yeah, but once you know what's going on, then then you'll remember. But yeah, sometimes some you have to read the bird card very carefully too, because if it says cached on the card, that means you can't use it for food. It's only good for a victory point. Some activations do give you the food and put it in your food bank to use later. So you do have to read the fine print on this very carefully. Also, some of them don't take the food from the supply. Some of them take it from the feeder. And if the food isn't in the feeder, then you don't get it. So again, you have to be very careful and read the fine print on these bird cards for sure. So you get victory points for played birds, laid eggs, and cached food. Remember how I told you that you need eggs to play birds? Aha, now we're getting to this. You spend 1 egg to play birds starting from the 2nd slot. There you go, this is the 2nd slot. Look at the slots, see the egg symbol on top of them? They indicate how many eggs you need to spend in order to play a bird on this slot. The cost is in addition to the bird's food cost. So, if you want to play the blue jay in the forest, you need 1 egg. Go to the grassland. In the grassland, you will get eggs to lay on the birds of your choice. The leftmost exposed slot will activate the habitat. Click on it. So this habitat, on the very far left, we have 2 eggs. So this is going to gain us 2 eggs to lay. Now you have to choose where you want to lay your eggs. When you perform any of the 4 actions of playing a bird, gaining food, laying eggs, or drawing cards, you can switch between habitats, so you can switch freely. You need to find birds to lay eggs on, so go back to the forest. We just click on it. And you see the icon on the panel shows grassland. That means that you activated the laying eggs action in the grassland. So we're technically still in the grassland even though we're looking at the forest right now. For now, there's only 1 bird you can lay an egg on. The Carolina chickadee lay 2 eggs. So go boop. Yeah, you simply click on the bird, lay 2 eggs, and confirm. Boop, boop, and then confirm. Now we're on turn 5. Now you have everything you need to play the blue jay. Click on the blue jay card and confirm the food payment visible on the panel. So you click. So it's going to use grain. That's fine. That's all we have. And now you want to play the bird on the 2nd slot, so you need to pay the egg. The new panel shows that you need to find and select a bird with a laid egg. Select the Carolina chickadee's egg by clicking on it. There you go. And then confirm, and we're off to the races. So we lost an egg, but we gained a blue jay. Turn 6. Nice. You have 2 birds played now, and so your gain food action becomes even stronger. You can now take 2 food from the bird feeder when you activate the habitat. Yeah, so now we graduated up to this one. So this is an unconditional 2 food dice every time we activate. To attract more birds, you need more cards. To draw cards, you go to the wetlands. So let's go to the wetlands. Here you can draw more cards. The leftmost exposed slot will activate the habitat. Click on the leftmost. This is going to be for 1 card. Anytime you draw a card, you can choose whether you want to draw one of the 3 visible face-up cards or take a random card from the face-down deck. The no go backsies reminds you that you can't undo drawing a face-down card. But now, for the sake of learning, I will ask you to draw this killdeer. There's the killdeer. Draw the killdeer by clicking on it. Confirm your action. and then confirm. Alright, now I got a bird. Just drew a bird. Next turn, turn 7 now we're up to. You remember how to gain food, right? Meet me in the forest to gain food for your killdeer. Because you played 2 birds in this habitat, you now gain 2 food. You will need a grain or worm to play the killdeer. Oh no! There's no grain. Uh-oh, what do we do? There's only berries in here. What do we do? Let's click on the leftmost exposed slot and activate the biome. Can you see that to the left of the cube there are 2 birds with bird powers? That's true. We have a blue jay and a Carolina chickadee. And you can see there's little bird heads right here as well on the little track. So it's going to start here and then it moves to the left. And as it hits each bird with a win activated power, it activates the power in that order. That means you will do 3 activations this turn. Gain food, activate the blue jay's power, and activate the Carolina chickadee's power. After you gain food, the cube will go to the blue jay and activate it. After that, the Carolina chickadee will be activated. And all of this using only 1 turn, 1 action. So you can see that another benefit of playing birds is they give you a lot of action efficiency. Instead of only doing 1 thing, now I'm doing 3 things for 1 turn, for 1 blue cube, which is nice. But the food you need isn't in the bird feeder. Oh no, that's true. What do we do? Don't worry. Right now you can reset the bird feeder. Resetting means taking all the dice inside and outside the bird feeder and re-rolling them. You can re-roll anytime all food in the bird feeder shows the same face. You can reset the bird feeder by clicking on the reset, the little birdhouse symbol. But remember, you can't undo the action. Because we have only cherries down here, only berries, we can reset the bird feeder by clicking this. And this will appear whenever you're eligible to re-roll, to do a 5-die re-roll. So let's go ahead and do that. Because we only have berries, we're now eligible to do this. Great. Remember then there's only 1 die in the bird feeder. You can also, that's true. That goes without saying though, right? Because if it's only 1 dice, then obviously you only have 1 type. Although, technically you could get those split dice, but those count as just 1. When all the dice are taken out of the bird feeder, they will be re-rolled automatically at the end of the turn. So that's another way you can re-roll, is just by taking all the food. Now please take a worm and a berry and accept your choice. Worm, berry, worm. Accept. Alright, the blue jay's power kicks in. As you notice, we previewed that. It's going to go, we now do the blue jay's activation. It's similar to the Carolina chickadees. It can cache food. But the blue jay's power lets you choose between caching or taking it for yourself. And unlike the Carolina chickadee, the blue jay takes it from the bird feeder. So when there's no grain in the bird feeder, you're shit out of luck, basically. Fortunately, there's plenty of grain in the grain feeder, or the bird feeder. Choose a die you want, and then take it for yourself. You can also skip. You can always skip. Yeah, any action you can always skip. So what we're going to do is we're going to click take. Yeah, so we're going to click take. Yeah, it'll come in handy later because we can cache it for a victory point, but we want to take it, so we'll click take and then do it. All right, now you can activate now it's the Carolina chickadee's activation. It goes down to the left. We can choose to skip it, but we won't probably, because why? Why not? It's a free victory point. Might as well do it. No point in skipping. And now it's turn 8, the last turn of the round. Oh, look, it's your last turn this round. Before you finish, however, let me show you your opponent. So you have opponents in the game. You're not just playing against yourself. You have opponents up here. I'm the blue girl here, but I'm actually playing against a pink cat. This is your opponent, the pink cat. And this is you. You can take a look at their habitat, so you can see what the pink cat is up to. To take a peek at the opponent's habitats, you need to click their portrait. Alright, let's see what the cat's up to. Okay, this guy has a predator. It's a barred owl. His barred owl will hunt each time your opponent activates this bird. If it succeeds, the bird card will be tucked underneath the predator. Each tucked card is worth 1 victory point. So now we now have a fourth way of getting victory points. Well, there's the number on the card. There's eggs, 1 per egg. There's cached food, 1 per cached food. And now every tucked card is worth 1 victory point. So there's now 4 ways of getting victory points. And that's how these hunting birds work. They basically hunt. And when they successfully hunt, they gain they take the bird, stick it under their card, and gain a victory point. Later we'll try to use this power for our benefit. Alright, let's go back to your preserve and finish the first round. To go back, you just click on your portrait. Okay, now we have enough food to play our killdeer. Look at the habitats to killdeer that can be played in. It can be played in the grassland or the wetland. For now, I would like to play the killdeer in the wetland. Okay, let's go down there. Remember how you played birds before? First, check the killdeer's card, then confirm the food cost on the panel. Alright, so it's either a worm or a grain. I guess we'll do a worm, why not? Although I could change it. Oh, what just happened? And this was your first round. So at the end of the round, this little score box comes up, and there, she's probably going to explain what this means here in a second. But yeah, this always happens at the end of a round. We did 8 turns in the first round, and so now we resolved the round. These are the end of round goals. Each round has a randomly chosen task you can fulfill to gain extra victory points. So that's a fifth way now of getting victory points. If you don't meet any requirements at all, you get 0 victory points. If you and your opponent tie, the points for those places are divided by the number of players and rounded down. You can see the victory points you get. Coming in first place on the competition gives you 4 victory points. Coming in second place is 1. Coming in third is 0. Okay, it's like an Olympic style competition: gold, silver, bronze. And so if you tie, then you just split the points on whatever level you get. To learn about what each end of round goal means, hover your cursor above the tile, then click confirm to start the second round. So in this first round, the competition was to count the total number of birds you currently have in the specific habitat row. So this was the number of birds in the forest. We put 2 birds in the forest, right? So that was more than the pink cat. So we ended up getting the gold medal. He ended up being second, so he got the silver medal. So you can see how that works. So that's another thing. Keep an eye on these goals. These are randomized for every new game. These are randomized. So you want to play ahead and maybe think about maybe trying to win the next round's competition. It's another way of getting victory points, basically. So we hit this to confirm, and then we move on. Let's summarize what you learned so far. You took 8 turns in the first round. You know how to play birds, gain food, lay eggs, and draw cards. You know that you can score points for played birds, laid eggs, cached food, tuck cards, end of round goals. You also know that you have an opponent. Now I can show you more advanced stuff in the second round. Okay, it's the first turn of the second round, so now we're in the second round here. By the way, what are our goals here? You can see it's a little bowl, so you get any birds with bowl nests with eggs. The person with the most will get the gold, bronze, silver, respectively. So that's the goal. We want eggs in bowl nests, basically. Remember that second round has 7 turns. Yeah, we have 1 less turn. Close the screen. I want to show you something important about drawing cards, but to do that you need more eggs. So we go to the grasslands, lay some eggs. Click on the leftmost, we'll get 2 eggs. Find some birds to lay them on. You can lay them on the killdeer, I guess. Actually, that was a bad strategy. You know what I should have done? I should have laid them on a bull bird, because because that's my goal. Oh, the cards, the 3 cards here have changed. After each round, all face-up cards will be replaced by new ones. So these get scrambled at the end of a round. Remember, if you want a specific card and the round is coming to an end, you'll lose the opportunity to draw the one you wanted in the next round. Good. That's a good tip. Because you have the killer that covered the first slot, you can activate Wetlands and use the egg for an extra card exchange from the second slot. Let's make use of this exchange. The leftmost exposed slot will activate a habitat. Click the leftmost, that's this one right here. Now, on the panel below, click the egg for extra card to exchange an egg for an extra card. So now, switch between habitats to find the bird with the egg. Well, we actually don't need to switch. We can take... Yeah, I should have put the new eggs on the blue jay. That would have been smarter, because that would have meshed with our goal. But oh well. Now choose 2 face-up cards and accept your decision. I'll take those birds because they have nice star nests. Now activate the killdeer. Oh, let's go back to here. Yeah, I have to go back down to the killdeer. Hold on. Yeah, so the killdeer activated because he's in the biome we just activated. That's discard 1 egg to draw 2 additional cards. So let's do that. I click on an egg. And that's his ability. He discards an egg to draw 2 cards. Take the last face-up card. That would be you. And if you probably noticed, new face-up cards haven't been replaced yet. They will be replaced when you finish this turn. Okay, so I don't get them immediately. Look at the face-down card with the no return button. If you draw a face-down card, you won't be able to undo it. Draw 1 face-down card, accept your decision. Oh, I got a black vulture. All right. Now I'd like you to look at the new cards. First, the barn swallow. Barn swallow has a flocking power. It allows you to create a flock by tucking from your hand. Each tucked card is worth 1 victory point at the end of the game. Yeah, just like hunting. Hunting does the same thing. It tucks cards. Now look at your snowy egret. It's a predator and hunts using dice that are outside the bird feeder. You have to roll the dice, and if at least 1 face shows fish, the hunt was successful. That's another way of hunting. Instead of hunting birds directly, you can hunt dice from the feeder. The snowy egret will then cache 1 fish, which of course will be worth 1 victory point. You also have Bell's Vireo in black culture. Let's start with the Bell's Vireo. It has a when played power, which means the power will activate only once when you play it. The Bell's Vireo when played power gives you bonus cards. I'll tell you more about bonus cards when you play it. Go to the forest to gain food for the Bell's Vireo. So we go to the forest. Leftmost exposed slot will activate. That's going to be for 2 food. Take the worm. And because there's only 1 dice in the bird feeder, you can now re-roll all 5 dice. Roll them because you need another worm to play the Bell's Vireo. It's true, it needs 2 worms. Re-roll. Well, that didn't turn out so well. There's no worms in for your Bell's Vireo. But there's a way. Whenever you play a bird, you can spend any 2 food items as if they were one of another food item. So basically, 2 food equals 1 of anything, is what they're saying. Take whichever food item you want and confirm your decision. So we'll just take a cherry. Not that it matters. Now take grain using the Blue Jay's power, because that's the Blue Jay's power. And now you can activate the Carolina Chickadee. And we do, and that goes there. Next turn, now you can play the Bell's Vireo in the forest. We need an egg, though. We have 1 egg. We should be able to do it. You don't have birds in the grassland, and the first slot is empty. That means you don't have to pay an extra egg to play the bird. Okay, so they want me to go to the grasslands. It's fine. Play the Bell's Vireo by clicking on it. Notice the exclamation point next to your food payment. It means that the food you have doesn't match the bird's food cost. But you can still confirm this payment because of the 2-for-1 rule. Confirm your action. So it's going to actually spend a worm, a grain, and a cherry. Which is a little bit inefficient, but it worked. Now these are the bonus cards. Because you played the Bell's Vario, you get 2 bonus cards. And you get to choose one of them. You can keep one of them, but you have to discard the other. You gain more victory points at the end of the game if you fulfill the requirements specified on the card. So now there's 6 ways to get victory points. There's these bonus cards. There's no punishment for failing to do it. Look at the nest box builder. This is where nests come in handy. That's this one right here. So birds with slot nests. To have a better view of your cards while choosing, you can hide this interface. Just click this arrow. You can move the other tabs to decide what card is better for you. So you get to, you know, switch habitats and do all this thing while you're thinking. Click the arrow back up again. We'll play the Black Vulture in the forest later, so I would advise taking the Forester bonus card. Okay. So we click on it and confirm. So this means that we get extra victory points now for putting birds in the forest. Now look at the Black Vulture. It has a once between turns power, so that's the third kind of power birds have. You can activate a once between turns power only when your opponent does something specified in the power's description. So this depends on what your opponent does. It can be activated only once between each of your consecutive turns. Now look at the Black Vulture's food cost. It looks like it's nothing. No food cost at all. It's free. You just have to pay an egg if you need to pay an egg. But we do have an egg, so we can play it in the forest. Doesn't cost food, just 1 egg. And the egg's got to be from this guy down here. Okay, so now we have no eggs. You know, so we have 0 of 11 eggs. This tells you got your number of eggs and your egg capacity up here. Now that you played your Black Vulture, you can make use of your opponent's successful hunts. So that's the Black Vulture's power. Whenever another player hunts and succeeds, you get a food. So you get to basically slipstream off of your opponent's actions. The opponent gained food and activated their hunt, the Barred Owl. We saw the Barred Owl earlier. And there's no turn symbol on the panel because this power is a once between turns. Hunt was successful, so you can now take 1 food from the bird feeder. I guess we'll take a fish, probably. Okay, next turn. Wanted to show you one last thing before we finish the tutorial. Go to the grassland. The leftmost exposed slot will activate a habitat. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, I would like you to click on the food for egg button. So I spend an extra food, I get an extra egg. Okay, now spend that 1 food that you have, delay the additional egg. Well, I might as well do grain because these don't use grain. So we'll click on the grain, that'll discard it. And now we get 3 eggs. Lay 3 eggs on the birds you want, then confirm your action. So we have this bull birds needing eggs. So if I have a bull bird, or I could put it on a wild card, a wild slot. Let's go ahead and put 2 birds here on this bull, and then 1 on the wild card, the Bell's Vario. Last turn in the round. Still 1 turn in this round, but I think I've taught you all I know. Let's sum up what you can do. In your turn, you can play birds, gain food, lay eggs, draw cards. And there's a biome for each of those, as you can see. During your playthrough, you can check the current end of round goals score and your overall score. You just click on those, and this will tell you what's going on. To check your score, click on the end of round goals in the upper right corner of the screen. So there you go. This tells you what's going on currently. First, you can see how many points you and your opponent have already scored in the end of round goals. You can see that here. At the bottom, you have more points. You have points for birds, bonus cards, end of round goals, eggs, cage food, and tuck cards. Yes, you can see the total score down here. This is your current total score. If you're not sure what a certain butter symbol means, you can click on the question mark up here for explanations. Yeah, so that's good to know. And then you close the screen. There's one final thing you can do. At any time, you can access a general overview of your habitats. You can press the tab key or this little habitats overview. So this is a different way I look at the game board. This overview displays all your habitats and birds. You can also see which birds are available inside the wetlands and what food is currently inside the bird feeder. To close the overview, just press it again. So this is kind of nice too because it shows you all the birds and all the habitats, what's in the feeder, and what birds are sitting in the wetlands waiting to be picked up. It does it all on one screen, right? So it's a little bit more convenient if you want to get the big picture. Okay, you can finish the remaining rounds now if you want. Hope you will successfully attract many birds to your habitats. Good luck playing at Wingspan. So that was the tutorial, guys. That was our tutorial. Alright, I think what we will do is go back to the main menu and we'll play a game. They also have online too, which we're going to check out too, I think, later. But let's just play a regular offline game. The board game, I understand, has an automa, which is like a randomized system that you're sitting and playing the board game Solitaire. It isn't a real AI though. The custom game here will give you an actual AI. So let's do that. And I guess we're gonna be, we'll be the wise owl. Oh no, we'll be this blue jay, that's fine. So we're gonna be blue and we're a blue jay. And these are the computer bot opponents, and you can see the bots have different strength. Easy, none. Let's go ahead and do normal bot. Goal mat, that basically changes this to, this is the Olympic format, and this is the pure points. Yeah, now you can run and get your mug. Infernal Con's here! Infernal Cons. Yeah, we're playing a bird game. We're playing a bird game. It's a very chill, relaxing bird game, although you must prepare yourself for many bird puns today. So I hope you brace yourself for that. The other thing is you can change from toggle between random order and custom order. Let's just do random order. Just for more. Well, no. Let's do custom order. So we'll probably go in this order every round. I think random switches it up every round. But yeah, let's just do this. It's less confusing. All right, here we go. Anyway, while Rice is running to get his mug, I'm going to go freshen up myself. So we'll take a quick break and be back in a couple minutes. So guys, stay tuned. I'll be right back. guys, I'm back. Let's go ahead and continue here. So, first turn, here we go. I think the yellow owl, well, he's a wise old owl, so I gotta watch out for him. Alright, so here's the first turn. We can choose to keep 5 things. That's either bird or food types. So I can choose to keep all 5 of these birds, or 5 food, and no birds. Basically 5 things we get to keep to start the game. The other thing we get is we get to choose 1 bonus card. So we have to choose between these bonus cards. I think it's always smart to choose the bonus cards first. Like if I choose the Wetland Scientist card, I get extra points for birds that only live in the wetlands. I get 3 victory points if I get 3 to 4 birds settled in the wetlands. If I get all 5 wetland birds, I get 7 points. And it tells you birds that can only live in the wetlands is 26% of the cards. So it gives you an idea of how many cards. Birds that eat only worms. That's the other thing we can do. But only 9% of the birds in the game are of that nature. But I get 2 victory points per bird that I get. So let's go back to my hand, or my opening possible hand. Yeah, we have no birds here that... we have no birds that eat only worms, and we have no birds that sit around the wetland. Well, no, we have one, the American coot. The American coot is a strictly wetlands bird. So we could take that with the wetlands card. Yeah, 2 Weddy. Oh, no, I got the ruddy duck too. You're right. I forgot. I didn't see the duck. I got 2 wetland birds right off the bat. So maybe we do that. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. This one tucks cards. Yeah, this tucks a card, which is worth a victory point, and then lets you draw another one when activated. This one lets you draw 2 cards, and then you discard 1. So it helps with card cycling, I guess. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and choose the Wetland Scientist. It's going to be our bonus card. And then we'll choose the coot and the ruddy duck. Now, I can choose 3 food now. So yeah, so this uses a grain. This uses a grain or a worm. Oh, let's take a grain. Let's take another grain for the American. Oh, actually, let's take a worm, because I can't double up on the food. And then I guess I can choose 1 more food of any type. Let's just choose a fish. The coot takes 2 food. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, this is or, and the coot is an and. So I have to choose another food. Yeah, let's take a fish. So I should be able to play both of these cards with these 3 food. All right. So now you can see the AI is taking their turn, or actually, yeah, they're choosing their cards now. So this is basically the pre-game phase. Oh, another thing I forgot to look at is the end of round goals. So he's chosen to keep 3 birds. Yeah, this is telling him what he's done. They basically did the same thing I did. So our end of round goal is we want total number of birds with that specific nest type that have at least 1 egg. So I need ground-laying birds with an egg in it. And star nests count toward this goal. We don't have... Yeah, these are both platform nests, so we're kind of out of luck there. This is the food in the feeder. I don't think we need food from the feeder yet. We don't need an egg right now. So what we'll do is, let's go ahead and play our American coot. And that's going to take a fish and a grain. That's going to be just fine.
American coot. These omnivorous birds eat a lot of algae, but also seeds, fish, insects, and mollusks.
Wow, hungry bird indeed. Okay, and it tells you what your opponents have been up to, as you can see. They all played birds, it looks like. Alright, I can play my ruddy duck, but for the fact that it now needs an egg, and I have 0 eggs. So what I have to do is go here and click on the first egg slot. We get 2 eggs. I only have 1 bird to place them on. So they go there, and that's going to be my second turn. Okay, I'll just clip it along. Here's turn 3. He gained food. He laid eggs. He laid eggs. And we can always check up to see how they're doing. I click on their portrait, and I can look to see what his board looks like. Yeah, he played the western tanager in the forest. The green bird played a California condor. Wow. The owl played the Carolina chickadee. It's already got some eggs laid. That's about it. And then the purple pelican. It's always good to keep tabs on what your opponents are up to. They played a Mississippi kite. And they got an egg already laid on it. Anyway, back to me. I guess we'll play our ruddy duck now. So we're trying to build up our wetlands. And then I spend an egg here.
Ruddy duck. To display for mates, males slap their blue bills on their chests and run across the water.
Wow. Kinky. Okay, now it's our turn. So here's the deal. We have 1 egg, no food, and no birds in the hand. So we have a lot of things we have to do. The good news is we've built up our wetlands to the point now we can automatically draw 2 cards. So what do we want to do? We can either take a random card from the deck or one of these 3 face-up cards. This Morning Dove, actually, even though he's worth 0 victory points, he's actually has a pretty good ability. Whenever he's activated, he lays an egg. That's like a free egg, basically. That's not bad. The yellow-bellied cockadoo does that too, but kind of between turns. And it's triggered by the enemy laying eggs, one of the enemy powers laying eggs. But it's only once, so it's even if all 4 opponents lay eggs, we only get 1 extra egg from this. And the chimney swift is interesting. This bird is migratory, which means it likes to fly around to different habitats if it gets activated. And that can be useful because when it flies to an habitat, it upgrades the habitat and makes it more powerful to move. Anyway, we got 2 birds in the wetlands though, so our wetland scientist is looking pretty good. We just need to get 1 more bird to get the 3 victory points. None of these are wetland. Well, no, the chimney swift can be in the wetlands. The Morning Dove can be in the wetlands. So I'm going to draw cards, I think. We're going to draw 2 cards. We're going to draw the Morning Dove. I don't know if we want this cockatoo, do we? It's a little expensive. We'll have to get a lot of food for it. But, yeah, maybe we could do it. We'll have to work on the food, though. Yeah, this has to be played in the forest. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Morning Dove and the cockatoo, I think. So we'll do 2 cards. All right, now this chimney. Now, my ability from my Ruddy Duck activates. I draw 2 cards, and then I get to discard one. So let's go ahead and do that. Do I want the Chimney Swift? Yeah, why not? And then I'll take a card from the deck. I got a Whooping Crane. That's another wetlands. That'll give me another bonus card. And now the Coot activates. I can tuck a card from my hand, and if I do, I draw another card. Yeah, this Whooping Crane looks a little expensive. Yeah, let's go ahead and tuck it, and then I'll get to draw another card. And the card is an ash-loaded flycatcher. So that goes in the plains. Oh, okay. So that's good if I have slot nests. It's some wind plate. It'll give me eggs on all my. Do I have any slot nest birds? I don't think I do. No, I don't. This doesn't help us very much then. Anyway, we got a victory point from the Coot. Oh, and then I get to discard a card. Yeah, let's discard this card. It's not going to help us very much. All right. Yeah, that was the Ruddy Duck discard. So now the opponents are taking their turns. It's my turn 4. Okay, what the hell are we going to do? We have 1 egg, a bunch of birds, but no food. So it looks like we have to go get some food. And unfortunately, our forest isn't that developed, so we don't have a lot of food. So what do we want? I think we want this Morning Dove to be activated. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get a grain from the feeder. Oh, gotta activate it here. Grain, and then we choose grain. Okay, so we got a grain now. Okay, this round is almost over. Yeah, we're not going to get any cards because we haven't found any ground layers. We do have the Chimney Swift, though. And it's a wild nest. We're not going to be able to play it, though, unfortunately. So I'm going to play the Morning Dove in the forest. Pay the 1 grain food.
Morning Dove. 1 pair of doves may raise 5 or 6 small broods in a year.
Productive. I need worms. My other birds mostly need worms. So it looks like we need to get more food. Yeah, the Chimney Swift is going to need worms to be played. This cockatoo's expensive. This is 3 food. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's do activate food again. And we're going to choose the worm, obviously. And I can give up another card for an extra food. I think we're going to do that because this bird is kind of expensive. So I click on that. Click that to discard it. This gives me another food. Now the last food is a mouse. We don't really need a mouse. We need another worm. But because that's the last food type left in the feeder, we get to reroll. And we strike out. We do not get a worm. That is unfortunate. Let me run down to here real quick to see what birds are here. These use grain and cherries. We might pick up one of those birds. I don't know. I think I'll pick up a grain, I guess. Even though it's not going to help us right away. Let me look at my other birds too. Oh well. Yeah, just take the green. And now the mourning dove activates, yay, and it lays an egg on the bird. So it's like a free egg we just got. This is the last round. We're not doing too well on our end of round goal here. But we do have 2 eggs, 2 food. But we just don't, the food just doesn't match the bird we have. So I think we have to go get more birds. Which is great because we're really good at getting birds. We're actually advanced to here. So what birds do we want to get? Now we can get the, we have a worm. We could, 1 worm is enough for a Wilson snipe. Which has an interesting power. Everybody draws a card when activated. It's also a wetland bird, which is going to be good for our wetland scientists. That'll actually complete that. So I'm thinking, yeah, maybe we do that, and then maybe the Savannah Sparrow. We could use our green on that one. Yeah. Although that has a win played ability, which is not very useful. It lets me play 2 birds in 1 turn, but I have to pay the cost. I don't even know if I can do that. How about this mountain bluebird? Same deal. It's got the same power, which is not kind of tricky to use. I guess I could pick up both of these birds and try to play them both at once. Both at once into the plains. That would be interesting. Let's try it. Yeah, I think we can actually... Yeah, we should be able to draw all 3 of these birds if we want them. So let's go ahead and draw these 2 with our main action. And now I get to draw 2 more cards. I'll draw 1 from the deck. Great flycatcher. Okay. And I'll draw the mountain bluebird. Well, no, I don't think I want the mountain bluebird. Just give me this. All right, I got another waterfowl, so I can put 4 now, which has an interesting ability. It lets you repeat a power. And now this bird I can tuck and then draw another card. That's an interesting card. Which bird? I should probably tuck one. I'm going to tuck the Savannah Sparrow because I'm not sure I can use its ability. And its ability is only temporary. It's only when played. It's only worth 2 victory points. Why don't I tuck that? And that'll give me a victory point, and I'll get to draw another card. I can take the bluebird or this card. So I got a hawk. It's a hunting bird. Do I want the hunting bird? I'm not sure. Now I have to discard a card. The ruddy ducks say I have to discard a card at the end of the turn. I think I'll keep our waterfowls. Maybe lose the hawk. And that's our turn. So we got a bunch of birds now. So we have a very good card generating engine here. And there we go. The only player was green. So green gets the gold medal. Everybody else strikes out. So 4 victory points for green. That was the end of the round bonus. So the second round bonus, we have to put eggs into bull nests. And so that's going to be the next competition for the second round. And you notice the points for the rounds get higher as you progress. I don't know. Do we have any bull nest birds? I don't know if we do. We just have these 2 ducks. We have 2 ducks and... yeah, we have just platform birds. That sucks. do here? What do we do? Okay, we have a worm and a grain. We could play the Wilson Snipe. Yeah, this is gonna let a lot of birds get drawn. Because this is not going to be just me. It's going to be other players as well. Let's see what's in the feeder. We might want to grab something in the feeder before we lose a chance. There's no worms in the feeder, unfortunately. We need that for the chimney swift. There's no berries, so we can't get that. There is a fish, and if I get the fish, then I can put down the hooded merganser. I think we're gonna do that. I'm a little worried about this bird, this other wetland bird, helping other people out. I'm greedy. I only want to help myself out. So I don't know if I want to play the Wilson Snipe. But this would be a good bird to add to my wetland power. So why don't we go for food here? As a matter of fact, I tell you what. Let's go for food. And let's go ahead. We can get an extra food by giving up a card. Let's do that. I'm going to give up the Wilson Snipe. Even though it is a cheap water bird. I don't want to give my opponents cards. So we'll do that. So now I get 2 birds, 2 food. Let's go ahead and get a fish. And now there's only 2 grain left, so I can do a reroll. And there's a cherry, so the cherry is there for the flycatcher. Excellent. So we'll pick up the cherry as our second food, and that'll end the turn. Oh, and I get to lay an egg on the morning dove. Almost forgot about that. Free eggs. Free eggs are good. Now, I think I kind of want to play the chimney swift soon, too, because, yeah, I want to get, yeah, we have to get a bull nest bird, which we haven't gotten. The chimney swift is a wild bird, it would count. So maybe we go for food again. Or, you know what, even better. Why don't I play this flycatcher now? Yeah, and that would advance my food gathering ability. Yeah. Let's do that right now. We'll pay the cost because we just picked up a cherry. We have to click on an egg. Let's get off the morning dove because we're about to get it. We'll get it back soon enough.
Great crested flycatcher. These birds avoid competition by focusing on insects high up in trees.
A social climber. This is such a pleasant, chill game, you know. It's got a pleasant, chill music. Alright, to play the hood and merganser, I'm going to need worms. And I need worms for the chimney swift as well. So let's go ahead and get food. This is going to give me a free worm from the bird feeder. So we have to keep that in mind. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I guess what we'll do is we'll just take the non-worms. Yeah, if we take the oh, you know what? Maybe we take a worm. Take a worm and maybe a cherry. And then do a reroll. And hopefully the reroll will come up worm. That would be nice. And then we get a worm on the fly. Yeah, we'll get a free worm that way. But we have to roll it. The other option would be to just take the cherry and the mouse right now, and get the worm automatically. Yeah, why don't we do that? That's safer. I don't want to have to chance a reroll. So let's activate the forest. I'm gonna take the cherry and the mouse. The flycatcher activates. So I get a worm. And I lay an egg. Awesome. Hey, more worms. Excellent. You gained food. You drew birds. You gained food. You drew birds. I think I could have re-rolled if I had left one food type. If there's only one food type left in the bowl, you can re-roll. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Anyway, what do I got? I have one of every food type now. So I could play the hooded merganser for sure. And that'll yeah, that's not a terrible idea. Why don't I do that? Or do I want to get the chimney swift out? Maybe we want the chimney swift. We can play the hold off on the merganser, I think. Yeah, there is a reroll option if there's only one food type left in the feeder. You always have a reroll option when that happens. Oh, it looks like the other players have taken a bunch of my worms. Why don't we go for... Yeah, why don't we go for food again? And what we'll do is this. Let's do food. Let's take the fish. And the reason we're taking the fish... No. No, we'll take the worm. And then we'll be able to reroll for our second one. Now we can reroll because there's only fish left. Resets the feeder. Ah, look, a worm. Perfect. So that's the flycatcher's gonna pick up the worm. So I don't need to worry about that. I will take a grain, I guess. Well, before I decide, let me see what other birds are possible here. Yeah, these guys use... Well, yeah, these guys... Oh, these are all water birds. Jesus. I think we probably have enough water birds. Technically, we could put... Yeah. I'll just pick a grain for our second pick. And then we're automatically going to get that worm because the flycatcher is going to activate. Yep. And then I get a free egg on the morning dove. Awesome. All right, so now we got plenty of food. 4 eggs. We're doing pretty good. So now we can start playing birds here. Because I don't have a bull bird, I definitely want to play the chimney swift because it's got a wild nest. Because I don't want to get shut out of the end of round points this time. So the chimney swift, why don't we put him here in the egg zone. We'll use 2 worms, and we don't need an egg because that's the first slot.
Chimney swift. These birds have adapted to nest in chimneys instead of hollow trees.
Alright, we only have 2 turns left in this round, so I kind of need to get eggs on this bird now, I think. So let's choose a gain egg option. If I spend a food, I could get an extra egg. Why not? We have so much food. So I'll spend this extra grain that I have, and now we'll get 3 eggs. I want them laid on this chimney swift for sure, because that's going to be worth victory points at the end of the round. And I don't want to put one here, because this bird is almost filled up. Let's go down. Yeah, let's put one on the ruddy duck. It's got plenty of space. And I can move the chimney swift now if I want to, because that's its ability. Round 4 bonus. Yeah, round 4 bonus is going to be good for us. It's got it's eggs on slot birds, which includes this flycatcher. And our merganser, too, when we finally get that down. So what's going to be our next play? Because now we get to move the chimney swift to another biome. So we're not going to need food next turn because we have 5 food. We're not going to need eggs. We have 7 eggs. So you know what? I think we're going to move the chimney swift to the wetlands to make for a more powerful wetlands play next turn. So let's go ahead and move him to the wetlands. Okay. Yeah, we're probably going to draw more bird cards next turn. This is the last turn. We have no more bull birds. We could draw a bull bird, but I can't play it in time. You know what we need for the next round? We're actually going to need birds in the plains. So we need to get plains birds. So here's what we're going to do. I think I'm going to get 3 cards. I'm going to get an extra card by spending an egg. And then also we'll do that. And the egg we're going to take from the mourning dove because I don't want... This guy just collects eggs like crazy once you start getting food, so we want to kind of clear his card a little bit. So now we choose 3 cards. I don't think I need to get birds for coming up. I need to get birds into the grasslands. These are all water birds. We do have wetland scientists, which is nice, but you know what? I think we already have 5 birds, right? We have the hood and merganser, which we can play later, and we can also fly the chimney sweep down to the wetlands too for the 5th bird at the end of the game, and that'll be our 5 wetland birds. Oh no, that's an only. Never mind. So we do need 1 more wetlands bird. I wonder, the mallard wouldn't be bad. Yeah, we could get a mallard. It's got a nice activation ability, right? So I'll be able to draw an extra card while I'm drawing cards from the wetland. This one takes a card and then lays an egg, which is, I guess, cool. Yeah. The mallard's real cheap, though. Hey, Sleepy Mocha, how you doing? All right, let's take a card from the deck. We have to choose 3 cards. Take 1 from the deck. Got a goldfinch. Oh, perfect. Goldfinch is exactly what we need. We need plains birds. Heard good things about this? Yeah, this is fun. It's based on a board game, and it's really good. It's really good. It's very chill, very relaxing. It's a perfect chill stream game. Anyway, we picked up a goldfinch. Let's pick another one from the deck. Oh, okay, so we got a hunter, the northern harrier, also good in the plains. You know, we have so many water birds in the draw pile. I don't think we need to worry about these yet. These will probably be around later. So I'm going to take a 3rd bird from the deck. Oh, okay, so we got a water bird anyway. This is a black-bellied whistling duck. So this uses grain. Oh, this is nice. So for every food you spend, you get to tuck 2 cards from the deck. So that's 2 victory points. We just need to make sure we have a lot of grain to do that one. Wanted to get the board game, but all those pieces and cards. Yeah, and it's tough to get, you know what? It's tough to play board games during a pandemic, too, because you have to get people together. Yeah, this bird's going to give me 3 grain from the supply, so this might synergize nice with my whistling duck, so that's good. So those are 3 cards. The chimney swift gets to move. Now, yeah, let's move him back to the grasslands. Or do I want to move to the forest? Yeah, let's move him to the forest, because we might need new food once we play all our birds. And if I move him to the plains and then I want to play all these plains birds, then the chimney swift will get stuck because he has to be to the right of all other birds. So I don't know if I want my chimney swift to get stuck yet. Let's move him to the forest. Alright, now we get to draw 2 cards. Yeah, the cards are animated. It's so cool. And they make little sounds too. So that's like even better than the board game in that respect. Draw 2 cards. Also, they give you little Wikipedia entries, by little voice entries, little bird facts too. So I'll just draw 2 cards from the deck. We have enough water birds. We have more than enough water birds. Alright, so we picked up an acorn woodpecker for the woods. Ooh. This gains us extra grain. That could be synergy. Could be synergy there. And we'll pick up an American crow. Discard an egg from any bird. Oh, okay, this is it. We have so many eggs, this actually might be good too. Also, it can be played in the grasslands. Okay, so that's 2 cards. Now I can tuck a card from the coot and draw another one. So which of these birds do I like the least? This acorn is nice, but he's a little expensive. Why don't we tuck this one? So, yeah, 3 grain is awfully expensive. So we'll tuck him and then get to draw another one. The tucking is going to be worth a victory point. And then I choose a card. Let's take it from the deck. Killdeer. I got the killdeer. Another cheap plains bird, so this is going to be nice. Oh, it lets me draw cards too. Synergy. But now I have to discard one from the ruddy because of the ruddy duck. I don't know. I don't want to discard any of my plains birds. I want to play my plains birds. It's a tough call, but I think I'm going to discard this duck. Yeah, I'm going to discard the duck. A mill deck? Yeah, we're getting pretty close to a mill deck, I would think. We have a lot of card draw going on. Every time we draw cards, we have to go through this whole song and dance. All right. Oh, look at that. We came in first place. Look at that. We got 5 victory points for first place on the eggs and bowls competition. So the next thing is going to be birds in the grasslands. Most player with the most birds in the grasslands is going to get 6 victory points. So that's going to be our next thing we kind of want to focus on. Alright, let's start playing birds in the grasslands. Boy, we can start drawing a lot of cards, can't we? Yeah, we can play the killdeer right now. This needs a mouse. Yeah, we can play this now. And have him start hunting. Yeah, let's go ahead and play him. It's going to require 1 mouse.
Northern Harrier. Northern harriers fly low over marshes and grasslands, seeking prey.
Yeah, this is gonna make activation nice. All these powers. Let's play the killdeer next. We'll use a worm and an egg. We have plenty of eggs though. Yeah, let's take the egg from the mourning dove.
Killdeer. Killdeers will fake a broken wing to lure predators from their nests.
Oh, tricky. And then I guess he goes and raids the nest after the predators leave. Huh? Oh, look at this. Now, here's something interesting. Anna's hummingbird. Each player gains 1 food from the feeder, starting with the bird of your choice. So it was actually not, that's not my bird. That's the green player's bird, as you can see. Some birds will give benefits to other players. This is one of those cases. So now I get to pick a free food from the feeder. I would like another grain for the goldfinch, but it's not giving me one. So I think what we're going to do... I guess we'll do another mouse, in case we need another mouse for some reason. Alright, turn 3 of round 3. We can play our crow. And the crow is cheap, he just needs any other food type. We might as well use a berry. Perfect. And the bird egg will come from the mourning dove.
American crow. These intelligent birds steal eggs and food from other birds and cache food for later.
We have a lot of crows around our house. Our street is like, I get up in the morning, I take Bradford for a walk, and the first thing that we do as we leave the house is these crows going squawk. It's like they want to eat Bradford. Oh, my turn. If I want to play the American goldfinch, I'm going to need 2 eggs, and I'm going to need 1 more grain. So it looks like we have to go with the old food forest. Oh, this will activate the chimney swift too. Interesting. So the chimney swift will get to fly around, and we'll get an egg on the mourning dove and a worm in the bird feeder if there is one. Right. So I think what we're going to do is activate. Let's go ahead and re-roll. Because I don't need more fish. I do need another grain. Hey, there's grain. I'm going to get a free worm too, which is nice. As long as I leave a worm to be picked up. Why don't we take 2 grain? Or maybe a cherry. Nah, take 2 grain. The chimney swift gets to fly. Now we're going to play the goldfinch next, so if I move the chimney swift to the plains, he'll be trapped. So I'm going to move him to the wetlands. And then we choose a worm from the feeder. And the mourning dove lays an egg. Thank you, mourning dove. Pretty predictive turn. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Anna's hummingbird gives me a free food. Thanks, Anna's hummingbird. What do I want? Do I want another mouse? What's in the drop pile? Oh, I could use cherries if I get one of these. Oh, no, this one. Yeah, I guess I need cherries too. Is there any cherries in here? No. Crap. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. I will take... What is a goldfinch? Oh, I get 3... Oh, I get 3 grain from this bird. Oh, jeez. I didn't realize that. I guess I don't want extra grain. Give me a mouse. Yeah, I forgot. I didn't realize I was going to get so much grain. I should have kept that one bird that cached grain. That would have been smart. Northern Shoveler. This is another friend, opponent bird is giving me a free draw from the deck. Thanks. Hey, a common nighthawk. Alright. Can go anywhere and it eats 2 worms. Oh, it's another migratory bird. How fun. Oh, I get to choose another card? Holy shit. Oh, no, I have to confirm. Got it. Oh, I get a free food. Oh, no, I get another card? Spotted Sandpiper gives me a card. Crazy. I'm swarming in cards now. Blue-winged Warbler. Okay. Great. Now it's my turn. Boy, now I got tons of birds. Well, this uses 2 worms. This uses 2 worms. Let's play our goldfinch. We're actually gonna get 3. We're actually gonna get 3 grain back immediately. You know, I wonder if it would be better to play one of these birds instead. Well, this doesn't do anything. This has no ability whatsoever, but it is worth 8 victory points. How are we doing on this competition here? We have, yeah, it looks like we're in the lead. We have 3 birds in the biome. These guys only have 2, so we're actually close to winning the victory points here. But another bird will lock it up, that's for sure. This has a wind activated power, but it's a migratory power. It just makes the bird fly around. Why don't we just... yeah, why don't we just play this? It's going to be 2 grain and we get 3 back. So we net +1 grain doing this, but we have to put 2 eggs, I think. 2 eggs. Take an egg there and an egg there.
American goldfinch. Goldfinches breed late after the milkweed and thistle have gone to seed.
And I get a grain. Crazy. 4 grain now. 4 lots of grain. Yeah, we had a bird that that was able to use grain to generate tucked cards. It's too bad we didn't keep that because we have so much grain now. Anyway, this is the last turn. I think we're ahead on this. Yeah, we're way ahead on this. I don't think we need to worry about the savannah anymore. So our next competition is to get eggs in slot birds. How many slot birds do we have? 1, the flycatcher. And we have the chimney swift, which is a wild card. It's a wild nest. If we could play more slot nests, that would be nice. That would be our hooded merganser. So I think we're going to play the hooded merganser next. It's going to cost me 2 eggs and a worm and a fish. And we'll do there.
Hooded merganser. Merganser chicks jump from their cavity nest to the ground when they're just 1 day old.
There we go. We got 6 victory points for coming in first on that one. Alright, eggs on slot birds. That's our next thing we gotta do. And then it'll be the end. That'll be the end of the game. We total up the victory points after that. Boy, getting eggs. I get 4 eggs now when I activate it, and then all these other powers will activate. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be nuts. I think we need eggs next. Do we not? Yeah, we need to put them on our slot birds. So let's do eggs. Activate eggs. Activate egg powers. And then we put down 4 eggs. I need to put them on our slot birds. So 1, 2, 3, Next, we can we skip the goldfinch because it doesn't do anything. American crow, discard an egg from any of our other birds to gain an extra supply. So this is good. This is good. We need worms to play these birds, so maybe we go for an egg for worm deal here. We don't want to take it off our slot bird. I'll take it off the American coot. And then we'll take a worm. And then I can discard another egg to draw 2 cards. That sounds like a pretty good deal. We have, oh, but we'll have to take it off of one of our slot birds. That's fine. I think it's worth it. We can always get more eggs, right? We got plenty of time. It's a good deal. Can't pass it up. Alright, choose 2 cards. What cards do I want? Let's go for high victory point cards because we're nearing the end game. Yeah, this is worth 6 victory points. So I'll choose that, and then I'll choose one from the deck. Alright, there's Cass and Sparrow. Now the next thing that happens is we have our Northern Harrier gets to hunt. Now we pick a card from the top of the deck. If it's the Wingspan, that's the name of the game, Wingspan. If it's less than 75 centimeters, we tuck it behind the bird, so it hunts, it eats the bird, and it's worth a victory point because it gets tucked. If not, discard it. And so here it is. Drum roll. The Juniper Titmouse gets eaten by the Northern Harrier. Ding, and we got a victory point. Yum. Birds. Bird cannibalism. Mmm. Oh, look at that. I gain a free, thanks to the enemy hummingbird, I get a free food from the feeder. Do I need a mouse? I do not, so I'm going to re-roll. I need more worms. Yeah, give me that worm. Give me that hot worm action. There we go. Alright, now it's around turn 2 of round 4. Oh, look at that. A free bird from the Northern Shoveler. Thank you, Northern Shoveler. I will choose a card from the deck. Oh, a fish crow. Interesting. Draw a card from the deck. Thanks. A Baltimore Oriole. Look at that. Worth 9 points. If I can... Oh, too bad I don't have cherries. Yeah, I mean, baseball teams give you a lot of victory points, I tell you, in this game. Maybe we'll get a St. Louis Cardinal next. Bradford, calm down. Bradford. Hang on, I gotta take a break. Bradford's going nuts at the door. I'll be right back.
Like a friggin' beast, and I was just, the life was sucked out of our team. It was like week 1.
All right, guys, I'm back. All right, so yeah, so we just drew the Baltimore Orioles. Okay, let's see what to do now. Right, so we have a fair amount of food. I guess we need to start, yeah, we need to get eggs and slot birds. That's the other thing we need to do. We only have 3 eggs, so maybe we go for eggs here. Yeah, because we only have 4 turns left. Well, let's see, we have 1 slot open here. Do we have any slot birds in the hand? No. Well, oh, the Baltimore Oriole is a wild card bird, but he can only carry 2 eggs. We have 4 slots, three more slots for eggs on the Berganzer, and 2 on the Chimney Swift. So we do have room for eggs. I think we're gonna get eggs here. Yeah, let's go ahead and get eggs, and then oh man, I can draw more cards. Do I need more cards? I don't think I need more cards. Yeah, I mean, if we had some powers that were good at, I mean, I guess the Coot could tuck cards. But that's not a big deal. Yeah, we're not going to be recruiting any. We're probably not going to be activating the wetlands again. Yeah, so I think it's just a matter of stocking up eggs, because remember, every egg we have is worth a victory point. So let's do the egg action. And then maybe if we can get the food, we can play some of our high value cards over here. Like, what, can we play this fish crow? We could. Yeah, it's only gonna take, oh, I don't have a fish, crap. Oh, but you know what I can do? I can do the 2-for-1 food trick. And that would be fine, I could do that. This bird's worth, oh, this bird's worth 8 victory points. Yeah, let's play this bird, and that's going to unlock the possibility of getting 5 eggs a turn. Why don't I do that? And he's worth a lot of victory points. Let's do that. So that's going to take 2 of our worms. And then I spend 2 of my remaining eggs.
Blue-winged warbler. This warbler especially likes to nest on the edges between forest and fields.
I wish I could play the Baltimore Oriole, but oh well. Hey, I get a free food from the feeder. Well, let's see. Yeah, if we get cherries, that would be amazing. Because then I could maybe play the rose-bested grosbeak. So cherry it is. Okay, there's only 3 turns left. Yeah, we gotta start getting eggs. I think we're just gonna spend the rest of the game buying eggs. And then we'll spend yeah. We have a lot of extra cards we didn't use, unfortunately. Yeah, I didn't know that either. I didn't know that either. I'm wondering if there's a St. Louis Cardinal in the game. I really am. Now I'm curious. Anyway, let's get a bunch of eggs. I'm gonna spend for an extra egg, use one of my mini grains. So now we have 5 eggs to distribute. We want to put them on slot birds, slot nests. So 1, 2, 3, and then I have slot nest over here. 4, 5. Do I want to discard an egg for... no, I don't. I'm going to pass on that. So that's going to be a pass. We will skip. I will skip. And now the Northern Harrier goes a-hunting. 66 centimeters, bam, it has been, the green heron has been consumed for dinner by the Northern Harrier. That's another victory point for the Northern Harrier. Right. Again, let's do another egg round. And just rack up the egg points. Because we only have 2 turns left in the game. I'll spend a grain for a 5th egg. Because the food is worthless at the end of the game, but the eggs do have value. They have victory points. Alright, where's my slot bird? Right, 1 more on the merganser. 2 on the chimney swift because it's a wild nest. And I guess we're out of we're out of slot nest possibilities. Yeah, the Oriole would have been would have had 2 more egg slots, but oh well. So let's just put them on someplace. Put them on one of these ducks. And we're gonna skip because I don't want to spend eggs. Skip. And here comes the Northern Harrier. Remember, it has to be 75 centimeter less wingspan, otherwise he gets indigestion. 51 centimeters, so the screech owl is eaten. Delicious. Okay, this is the last turn. Final turn. Oh, look at this. Another bird has effect on enemy birds. It's the lazuli bunting. All players lay 1 egg on any bull nest bird. You may lay an additional. So that's what the lazuli bunting does. It gives you 2 eggs, but all the other players 1 egg. So where am I going to put my free egg? Here's a blue-winged warbler. It makes a nest, a bull nest, so we'll put it on you. It's another free egg for us. And now it's our last turn. Let's go ahead. Eggs. More eggs. Here's a grain. And now we just plop down 5 eggs. It doesn't really matter where. 1, 2. Here you go, American Coot. Have some eggs. It gives us 17 eggs. We are not going to discard. And we are not going to discard. And here comes the last hunt for the Northern Harrier. 75 centimeters. 71 centimeters. Just barely was able to eat that greater prairie chicken. That's 4 extra victory points now for the Northern Harrier. So it's a good idea putting the Northern Harrier here, because when we went on our endgame egg rush, we ended up getting a lot of victory points. All right, here we go. We won the competition, so we got 7 victory points for slot eggs. Okay, here's the final scoring. These are the total bird point values. Okay, so Owl was way ahead. Bonus cards, and not so much. End of round goals, that was me for sure. Look at all those that we got. And here's the raw egg total. I just got 17. Food on cards. Oh no, oh no, oh! So we lucky him in 2nd place. The Owl was too clever for us. And so now you can get the details on the different ways of getting victory points. Yeah, the gold Owl got so many high value birds that he overwhelmed our egg strategy and our goal strategy. So yeah, he came out on top. He just barely managed to nip us. You know, I might have been able to beat him if I had maybe gathered some eggs sooner, because I did have a lot more egg slots to fill on my cards. So maybe 2 more turns of just gathering eggs would have gotten me the victory. Although we wouldn't have been able to play. Yeah, I mean, we ended up with a lot of extra cards in our hand, which also didn't count for any victory. Eggs are great because they do count. Even if you have excess eggs at the end of the game, that's victory points. So, anyway, that was interesting. We came in 2nd place. So we go to the menu. It gives you the option to save the game in your game preserve. So it goes up here, and if you want to look at your past games, you can, which is kind of nice. So there's the record of our game. And every time you unlock a bird in the game, it goes into your bird library. So we've unlocked a few birds already, as you can see. And it's kind of nice. You even get the, oh look, they even named a bird after me right here.
Common loon. Loon chicks spend the majority of their first week of life riding on a parent's back.
Yeah, that's me. that's me. That's me later in life as well. So anyway, yeah, so you get to put your bird collection up here. It's kind of, you get to unlock birds as you play. It's kind of cool. It gives you you can listen to the little voice recording. Anyway, so that's Wingspan solo play. Now they also have online play, and you go ahead, you log in. Now you can play against real players, and you see I've got my online profile up here. The game uses a karma system, right? So as long as you don't drop out of a game, you'll earn a karma point. You lose karma points if you rage quit. So far I haven't rage quit. I also haven't won, but at least I haven't rage quit. So I now have 53 karma. I think you start at 50. So there's two things you can do. You could do a custom game and invite up your friends. You know, you send out invitations, I guess. You've got a 24-hour turn or 5 minutes per turn. Let's go ahead, because obviously we're not going to sit around and wait 24 hours for a turn. Let's play a real-time 5-minute per turn game against real players. And it's going to automatically match make you depending on your karma points. So good karma players will get against other good karma players. Alright, so now we're in. So I am the purple duck. I'm against a purple deer and somebody else. Alright, so now we got to do choose our first 5, but first let's choose this. Ecologist, birds in your habitat with the fewest birds. Two per bird. Ties count. If you have 3 birds in each habitat, your habitat with fewest birds has 3 birds. Ah, I see. So this forces you to evenly distribute your birds, I see. Yeah, that's an interesting one. And then the other one is birds that eat only worms. That's 9% of the cards. Let's take a look at our cards, our possible cards again. We have no cards that only eat worms. Yeah, we have some omnivorous birds here, but no solo worm eaters. So I think we're gonna pass on the food web expert, because we're up to, there's only 9% of the cards, and it's a tough start. We'll go with ecologist. And like I said, ecologist seems to want to force you to spread your birds out, which is fine. So we can't overwhelm just 2 biomes. We have to spread them out. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge, but let's go with that. So now we're back to here. Take a look at our birds. Okay, there's the mountain bluebird. We saw that earlier. That lets you like rush another bird out if you want. Might be an interesting strategy, but we need... The only other plains bird we have is this raven, and that's going to take 3 food. That looks like it's going to be a tough one to pull off. So, this is a water bird. It's only going to do a fish or a worm. Oh, this is nice. This lets you draw an extra card and then discard one, so it lets you cycle your hand when you're in the wetlands. Not terrible. This is another wetlands bird. So this is a hunting bird that hunts dice that are not in the bird feeder for fish. So this will be able to get a few extra victory points. We won't be able to play this on turn 1 though, because it uses 2 fish, so I'm kind of on that one. You know what we could do is go with the pygmy nuthatch in the forest. This lets you turn cards into food by tucking them. The nice thing about this is you're trading a card in your hand, right? For food, either a worm or a grain, which is nice, but also you get the victory point from tucking the card, right? So that's kind of nice too. So it gives you value on a couple of levels. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and pick up the forester's turn. This will help out our wetlands, and then this will get us extra cards that we can use on the pygmy nuthatch, right? Synergy. So let's do that, and if I want to play both these birds, I'm going to need a fish, right? And then I'm going to need a worm and a grain. So that's going to be our starting cards and or food. Oh, and you notice there's a timer in here. There's a timer. We're up against a timer. It's a 5-minute turn. The timer is right here. Because remember, this is not the AI. This is real players. Real online players. In fact, we could be stream sniped by these real players if they happen to be in chat right now. Not that it matters, because it's not like it's not like I'm hiding anything, right? I think the only thing I can't see of the opponent is my hand, but yeah, so it doesn't really matter that much. Oh, what's our goal? Sets of 3 eggs in all 3 biomes. 1 set of eggs consists of 1 egg in the wetlands, 1 in the grasslands, and 1 egg in... Oh, okay. So again, this wants me to spread my birds out. Very interesting. Very interesting. We might be able to pull it off. We'll see. Yeah, we probably want to go for the turn first. Take our turn and play the turn. Oh, this bird might be timing out. Yeah, looks like he's running out of time, the orange bird. Now, that's bad, because if a player times out, what happens is the game sort of... Oh, no, I guess he's fine. Yeah, but if a player drops out, what happens is the game sort of gets canceled, sort of, and it gives you an option to play, but only versus the AI, which is a little sucky, but anyway, he's still in it. He's drawn birds. He's done that. Okay. Now it's our turn. I think we want to play our turn, I guess. And we'll use the fish.
Forester's turn. These birds nest on the ground, on a raft of floating vegetation, or on muskrat lodges.
It's also got a wild card nest, which is nice. So we're going to have 1 bird in the forest, 1 in the wetlands. We probably want to draw one of the plains birds next so we can get our set thing going here. Yeah, we probably want this brown-headed... Yeah, we want this brown-headed cowbird. Oh, wait, this doesn't have an egg slot, though. I just realized. I don't think it has an egg slot. It's a once between birds, turns bird, so it lays eggs elsewhere. So maybe we don't want that. Sandhill crane goes in the plains, but it's expensive. Yeah, the problem with the brown-headed cowbird is I can't put an egg in the plains because I can't carry an egg. So if we draw cards, we might have to go from the face-down deck here to try to get a plains bird we can afford. Anyway, here's our turns. Turn 2. Played a grackle. All right. Anyway, I got 5 minutes, so we don't exactly have to rush, but we also can't take forever here. I could play my pygmy nuthatch right now, which would be okay. I could draw... I don't have any eggs, so I can only draw one card. You know, maybe we can get the sandhill crane, but we'd have to get a lot of food. What's in the food feeder right now? Well, there is grain and worm there. Yeah, there is grain, so we could possibly pick up the sandhill crane. Discard grain to tuck 2 cards. Can only carry 1 egg, though. It's very limited. You know what? I think we're going to draw a card, but we're going to get it from the deck. I don't like any of these birds, frankly. So I'm going to go potluck and try to draw from the deck. Oh, there you go. I got a dick thistle. I didn't choose the name of this bird, by the way. And then I activate my turn, which lets me draw a card. Oh, that's good. So I get to draw another card and cycle it. So let's see. This dick thistle goes in the plains, but he's kind of expensive. Oh, here's an oyster catcher. We don't need him. So we're going to discard the oyster catcher, probably. Alright, can we afford the dick thistle? Maybe. We're going to have to get... Oh, we only have to get 1 more grain, but then we also have to pay for the pygmy nuthatch, too. So we're going to need... Yeah, looks like we're going to need 2 grain and a worm. Yeah, we can pay for the nuthatch, but then the dick thistle's going to need food. Dick thistle. Who names these birds? My God. By the way, let's take a look at the compact board. And then we can also look at the other player's compact board too. He hasn't played any birds. He's played oh, that's me. He's played a grackle. So Orange hasn't played any birds yet. Hey, it's my turn. Turn 3. Yeah, he's drawing birds. He's drawing birds. Right, there's the food in the feeder. We can go for food, but it's so limited. We can only get 1 food because we haven't developed this at all. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when you're starting out. Oh, there's a peregrine falcon available that eats 2 mice, and it can go in the plains. I don't think there's any mice available in the feeder, though, so that doesn't help us much. I'm going to go ahead and play the pygmy nuthatch now. That's going to run us out of food, and then we'll have to make a decision of how we're going to proceed.
Pygmy nuthatch. These flocking birds often have helper birds bringing food during nesting season. Alright, so we can play the dick thistle, but unfortunately we need 3 food, a worm and 2
grain, and that's going to be tough to get. Now, we could get extra food if we had extra cards, but we don't. And we could get extra cards here if we had extra eggs, but we don't. So maybe the next thing we have to do is just get eggs. If we get eggs, we can get an extra card. And if we had an extra card, we could get extra food. So it's kind of crazy, but we could do something like that. Let's take a look at our opponents. Okay, he finally played a bird. He played the pelican. And he's got an extra fish. He's got the grackle. What does the grackle do? Okay, the grackle tucks cards for eggs. Now it's my turn. He's gonna bound pelican. He got food. All right. All right. Let's stick with that plan. Let's go ahead and get eggs now. Oops. There we go. Let's get eggs. And I'll put them on. Yeah, let's put one egg on each. Next thing we're going to do is draw cards. We'll draw 2 cards using an egg to get the second card. And I think I'm going to take them both from the deck. What might happen is we might find a better bird than the dick thistle to put in the plains. We could get lucky. So we draw. I'm going to spend an egg for a second card. And let's draw them from the deck. Oh, there you go. See? Okay, well, it's a cheap bird, but unfortunately it's forest only. And then we also get, we got a great horned owl. Oh, yeah, that's an expensive bird to play. 3 mice. Oh, well. But we get to draw another card because of our forest turn and then discard one. So let's take another from the deck. Oh, another expensive bird. An American bittern. Okay. 3 mice. Yeah, that's not going to happen for a while, so I'm going to discard the Great Horned Owl. And that's my turn. Alright, now we have extra bird cards, and so we can get extra food. We'll probably sacrifice the bittern for an extra food. Yeah, we need 2 grain and a worm play our dick thistle. Unless there's something better we can draw down here. Nope, there isn't. In theory, we could play the falcon in the plains, and the crane, or the crane, but yeah, I don't really see any. Oh, the feeder's just been reshuffled. Interesting. So it's got 2 worms. 2 worms, no grain. That's unfortunate. Yeah, see, that's another way you can play this game. Is you keep an eye on your opponents and you try to screw up what they want, either in the feeder or in the available birds. Okay, we're still trying to get... Let me make sure there isn't a cheaper bird to play now. Well, I guess we get birds from the feeder. Yeah, we get food from the feeder. I'll do that. I'll give up this bittern, who's very nice bird, but very expensive. So that's going to give us 2. I guess we'll get 2 worms. But it looks like, I don't know, it might be a little short here. I can tuck a bird. Ooh, to get... Oh, I misplayed that horribly. Because this would have given me extra... Yeah, this would have given me a free worm from the supply. Yeah, let's redo this. Let's redo it. I completely forgot about this tucking ability. So, yeah, we do this. We discard this. We get 2 food. Let's pick a cherry and a worm, and then we'll be able to get the worm for free by tucking. I guess we could tuck the breasted nuthatch. Yeah. Or we can just give up on this bird. This bird may be too difficult to play. This might be requiring too much food. Yeah, alright. I'll take that. And I guess we'll take 1 worm. I'll go ahead and... Yeah, we can try... Let's try to draw a cheaper bird than the dick thistle. This dick thistle is going to be too hard to play. So we'll tuck that, and that's going to give us a free worm. Oh, it's a grain from supply too. Oh yeah, take the grain. It's even better. I thought it was coming from the feeder, but no, it's coming from supply. Okay, good to know. Alright, so we're going to try to draw from the deck a cheap bird from the plains that we can actually play. Problem is, we're gonna lose out on this because we don't have... Yeah, in fact, nobody is winning this battle right now. This is a hard goal to hit. That's a hard goal to hit. Because then I also have to put eggs on all 3 of them. I forgot about that too. So I'd have to draw the bird. I'd have to play the bird. Yeah, I can't do it. It's actually impossible. So I might as well just stop trying. Let's work on eggs in the forest. That's our next goal. Yeah, let's just work on that. Yeah, because it's not going to work either way. So I think we'll play the nuthatch next. We have an egg available, so we can play it. And that'll help develop our forest for next round. Yep, just 2 turns left in the round, so there's no way we're going to be able to put a bird in the plains, in the grasslands, and get eggs on all 3 of them, because we have to draw the bird. It doesn't exist currently. So that one just wasn't in the cards. Why don't we just play the nuthatch then? And that's going to develop our food, our forest. I will pay the worm, that sounds good, and the egg.
Red-breasted nuthatch. These birds put resin around their nest opening to keep out attackers.
Clever, clever bird. Looks like now we need to draw more birds. I think I'm just going to draw 1 and then use the forester turn to cycle. I could go for eggs, but yeah. If our next bird is going in the plains, we don't need eggs. Yeah, so we'll have 2 shots at getting a good bird for the grassland. That's going to be our final action of the round. Let's take a look at the other players though, real quick. So this is the elk. He's got 2 birds out. Oh, he took the cowbird. How interesting. So he gets free eggs whenever we play eggs. Gotta keep that in mind. And then orange bird. Oh, he's got 3 birds out. See, hey, look at that. He's already going for the forest. He's got the same idea we do. Interesting. Okay, dokie. Let's draw a card. Let's get it from the deck. Alright, Stellar's J. And now the forester, my turn, gives me a bird. These are both forest birds, sadly. Nothing in the plains. So we have to discard one of these. This one can be played a lot easier, the Eastern Screeched Owl. Let's take that one, so I'm going to discard the Stellar's J. That's a very expensive birdie. So we'll get rid of that one. At least we can play the Screeched Owl. It only takes a worm or a rat, one of the 2. Although we will need an egg. We're out of eggs. Actually, we don't have a worm. I just realized. Shit. That sucks. I guess I'm going to go for eggs next. That way we can get maybe 2 cards next turn. Actually, let me move this thing so it's not in the way. There we go. We all got 0. That was a tough one. I gotta admit. It's hard to get 3 birds and get eggs on all 3 birds in different biomes. Alright, so that's my turn. I guess we were gonna go for eggs next. So we can get some eggs. Yeah, we need eggs in the forest apparently, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh, look, we got new birds. We have this eastern bluebird that can now be played in the grasslands. It doesn't have any, it's not a very good bird. It doesn't have any interesting special ability, except the extra bird that you can play, which we can't play because we don't have another one. And then they got me. The common loon is here. We can always play myself. See what's in the feeder now. Yeah, we got some worms. Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea to activate food either. Because that'll also activate these cards. Yeah, so I could pick up 2 food, right? I could pick up some worms. Tell you what, let's go ahead and draw cards. I will pay an egg for another card. Well, no, let me take that back. We can choose a card first, right? Why don't we choose... Yeah, why don't we choose the bluebird? We can actually play this card. And he does have 5 egg slots, so he's not completely useless, right? So we could pick him. You know, I will get another bird. So we discard an egg from you. And then we'll pick up the eastern bluebird. Well, first of all, let's pick one up from the deck. All right, so we got the American coot. An American coot. That's a water bird. I don't really care about that right now. I'll pick up the bluebird. Those are 2 cards. Then our turn activates. We can get another bird. We don't need another water bird, I don't think. Why don't we get a card from the deck? And it's a whooping crane. Not the most. Yeah, wow. 3 resources, and it goes into the water. And it gives you an extra bonus card, which is good. Kinda. I'm not that excited about it though. Yeah, it's expensive to play. 3 resources is pretty pricey. So we're probably going to discard the whooping... Oops, no, not that one. The whooping crane. Discard the whooping crane. And there's our turn. Alright, so we have some more birds, which is good. So the next thing we have to do is get the food to play the eastern bluebird. We need a worm. Shouldn't be that hard to get. Yeah, we're guaranteed to get a worm because of our pygmy nuthatch. Yeah, as long as we tuck a bird, of course. Yeah, so our next action will be to go for food, most likely. Oh, it's a house finch available now. You can go anywhere. And a purple martin. Purple martin's a nice cheap bird. Yeah, it's a cheap bird. It'll let me cycle cards. Could be useful. Yeah, both of these are cycle cards. Both the finch and the purple martin are cycle cards. Maybe we, oh, you know what? Maybe if we want to be greedy, maybe we pick up the purple martin and then we could use the eastern bluebird power to do a 2-for-1 bird play. Might be a little greedy though. Actually, we're going to play the house finch right now. All I need, yeah, then I just need to get, yeah, the house finch can be played right now. We just need to get a cherry and a worm for the bluebird. Ooh, that's interesting. And then we could do a double bird play in the grasslands. But the problem with that is there's no cherries in the feeder. Although, if we take both worms, yeah, then we could re-roll. Or if we take the fish and the worm, we could always re-roll. No. Well, we can only take 2. Yeah, that's a problem. We can only take 2 birds. Actually, if I took the fish, then I could re-roll. Yeah, I could take a fish and then re-roll, hope for a cherry. But I still need a worm, though. Yeah, it's not going to work. Too tricky. Too tricky. Although, we could get the purple martin. Yeah, because that only takes a worm. I just need a cherry to play my eastern bluebird. I do have a cherry, but I need a grain. No, I need a worm. Need a worm. We can get a worm. Yeah, this might work. There's 5 turns left in the round. Yeah, let's go for food. We'll get both worms. And then if on the following turn we can grab the purple martin, we can do a double bird play in the grasslands with the eastern bluebird. Not bad. We do have an egg, so it'll work. It'll work. Okay, so food. No, I don't want to take... Yeah, I'd go ahead and take 2 worms. And then we're going to get an extra worm or grain from the pygmy nuthatch. Might as well get a grain. Yeah, because that'll help maybe play our coot later. Or, you know what, if we get a worm... Yeah, then we could play the screech owl. Let's go for a 3rd worm. Go ahead and cache a grain, that's fine. Oh, I have to tuck a card. I will go ahead and tuck the coot. Then we'll pick up another worm. Alright, so we're rolling in worms now. So the next play is to pick up the purple martin. And maybe another bird, who knows. Yeah, you know what? The finch wouldn't be terrible. Oh, yeah, we could pick up the finch. And Yeah, and then put the finch in the forest because we do need forest birds. We need eggs in the forest is what we need. Let's see how our opponents are doing. Yes, he's already got 2 forest birds. He's going for the egg play. He has none in the forest. That's amazing. So he's gonna lose out on this competition. So we're guaranteed to come in second place as long as we can get 1 egg in the forest. And we already do. We've got 7 egg slots in the forest. He's got 6. So we could beat him as long as he doesn't play another forest bird. Yeah, we should get more cards because we're getting points from this nuthatch, and he's given us some very valuable supply, but we need to keep a supply of birds coming. Now, if we play into the plains with 2 birds at once, that's going to unlock the 3 egg slot, which will be great. Because then we'll have a bunch of extra eggs, and then we could use the extra eggs to pick up more cards. More cards will mean we can feed the pygmy nuthatch, and that's going to give us more food. Synergy! Unfortunately, we only have 4 turns to pull it off. But, you know, hey. Four turns left, okay. Well, the purple martin is there, so I guess we're going to pick him up. Yeah, I think that's the only bird we really need right now. And we'll be able to cycle. We might even get a better... Oh, wait, hold on a second. The purple martin can't be played in the... Yeah, no, that's fine. He can be played in the... Right. Yeah, it's going to work out fine. I don't want to spend my egg, though. I only have 1 egg. I don't want to spend it right now. So we'll just pick up the purple martin. I'll go ahead and draw a card for the hell of it. A nighthawk. That could also go in the forest. But it takes 2 worms. Nah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna stick with the purple martin. So we discard the nighthawk. Sprague's Pipit shows up. It gives you an extra bonus card. Alright, we're set up to do a double bird play now. We have the resources. And then we even have a worm left over to play our eastern screech owl in the forest. Question is, do we have... Yeah, so maybe we do double bird play, then we do screech owl, and then we generate eggs and put them in the forest. I think that's going to be our play. We might hold off on playing the screech owl, though, if we need to get more eggs. We'll have to see what this guy is up to. Because we want to beat him on the egg count, if possible. Yeah, he's still only got 6... Yeah, he's still only got 6 egg slots, so we can definitely beat him. We need to start playing eggs soon. So we might have 2 rounds of egg playing, who knows. Which means we have to hold off on playing the screech owl. Unfortunately. Yeah, so we would spend 1 egg from here, our last egg, to play the purple martin. And then we'll be able to play... we'll be able to do 3 eggs because we'll have these 2 filled. So it'll give us 6 eggs. 6 of 7 eggs. That's not bad. That should at least tie him, I guess, for the egg title, right? What's he got here? Yeah, he's only got 1 egg up there. So we should be able to beat him and or tie him if we're unlucky. How many eggs can he draw a turn? He can draw... Yeah, he can only draw at most 3 eggs. So, who knows? Yeah, we should be able to take the gold medal on this round, I think. And then we'll have a lot of eggs cached for next turn. Okay, here we go. So here's our big grasslands play. So we play the bluebird, eastern bluebird. Pay the cost.
Eastern bluebird. Bluebirds struggle to breed where there is a lack of tree cavities. Nest boxes help.
So yeah, using a cavity nest. Okay, purple martin, you're up. You're our extra bird for a worm. The early worm gets the bird, huh? And then we play our last egg to do this play.
Purple martin. Native Americans hung gourds as houses for these birds because they eat so many bugs.
Ooh. Alright, so next, I guess we're going to spend our next 2 turns going for eggs. So we should be able to rack up 6 eggs, and we're going to put them all in the forest. Although maybe we won't. Maybe we can play the Screech Owl. It depends on what this guy does. Like, if I can win the gold medal with just 3 eggs in the forest, maybe I'll go for that. It all depends on what he's up to. Yeah, we'll have to wait. Let's wait. Let's have this guy finish his turn, and then we'll see what the situation is. It would be nice to play the Screech Owl because that's going to unlock more food options. Plus, he has his own little hunting ability too. Yeah, he catches mice for victory points. Alright, let's check it out. What did he do? Oh, wow, look at that. He actually has no eggs in the forest. So the most eggs he could put down are 3, which would technically tie me for first place if he did an egg play on his last one. Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to go double egg play here. Because I don't want to tie him, I want to beat him. And I think we're guaranteed to beat him now. So we'll hold off on the Screech Owl, and we're just going to do egg for our last 2 turns. And it's going to be 3 eggs per generation. I don't want to do the purple martin thing because I like my Screech Owl. So we're going to hold off on that. So 3 eggs, we put them all in the forest. And I do not want to tuck a card, sorry. Yeah, it would let me draw another card, but oh boy. Boy. Do I want to give up the Screech Owl? I guess. He is a victory point. If I give him up, I draw a new card. which might be even better than the Screech Owl. Who knows? And I do get a victory point by doing this. Shit. Do I feel lucky, or do I stick with my faithful Screech Owl? Nah, I don't need the Screech Owl. Goodbye. I want the victory point. And I get to pick a new bird. What do I want? I can pick one from the deck, or... Oh, the Mississippi Kite is nice. Yeah, that's basically the same thing, only better. Okay, let's get the Mississippi Kite. Cool. All right, so this is gonna be a good round for us. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I did this. Okay, so we got the Mississippi Kite. In fact, we can, if we get eggs again, we can do the same thing. We could put the kite in there and go for another draw. Yeah, the Sprague's Pipit's not bad. We actually do have the resources to play that, and that would give us another bonus card. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just give up the kite and go for the Pipit. I like that idea. Of course, the Pipit might not be available by the time we get to our turn, but well, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. All right, this guy's turn is done. Let's see what he did. He's got one egg. He's just gonna play for second place. Is what he didn't overdo it. He might be going for the birds in the waterland goal next. Something like that. We'll see. We'll see what he's up to. This guy doesn't seem to be a threat at all. No, he's got no birds in the forest whatsoever. So he's not a threat. Okay. The nice thing about getting the Pipit is he also goes in the grasslands. That's going to give us 3 more egg slots because that's the last challenges. Going to be... Alright, this is the last turn. He laid eggs. He drew birds. Yeah, now he could still play 3 eggs and beat me. So we're not going to let him